Hello everybody and welcome to Forza Horizon 3. I'm here with the Ford SVT Cobra. It's the 2000 model. I'm going to be taking this down the Rainforest circuit. Yeah, I'm going to rebuild this car. I've built it up once already and then my recording crashed and I've been struggling ever since to get it to work. It wasn't really the recording crash, it was my capture card just kept freezing and acting extremely weird. Yeah, I don't think we'll need to swap the engine in this, but I'm not 100% sure if we will or not. So I'm just going to try and run through as quickly as I can, because I don't trust that my capture card is actually going to stay functioning. So 275s on the front, 315s on the rear, pretty decent for a little bit of an older muscle car. I'm just going to stick diff on now before I forget about it. Then we'll head over to put the handling parts on. We'll upgrade the brakes and the suspension and all of that good stuff. So yeah, our leader in this is the Acura NSX that I took out last time. Ooh, that took over 600 pounds. It's still a relatively heavy car. We can probably get a little bit more weight out of it with some engine parts. But yeah, our leader is the NSX with a 304.4, which is pretty good going. I'm not sure where this do I go twin or just single turbos? Actually, the single turbo actually gives me the same amount of horsepower for less, but I'm assuming when we upgrade them farther it'll give us more, so I'm just going to go with the twin, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure where to expect this car to go on our leaderboard. It could go relatively fast, depends on how controllable it is. That only adds on like 4 pounds for 60 horsepower, so I might as well do that. Also going to try and get a little bit more weight out with some of these parts. Any parts that take out weight I will be putting on, like that. Air filter. Just try and remember everything that takes out weight, and I think we've got it all now. Camshaft should give us a decent amount of power. And I'm just trying to remember which bits I actually didn't put on going through here. Hopefully we'll actually be able to get to the top of the class. We shouldn't have any problem with it though, considering I haven't touched the running gear, the gearbox and stuff. I'll put all that on, and then I'll go back to gearbox and we'll throw this stuff on, just see if we can actually get it to the top. Okay, so that's going to make it awkward. I could put that in and take that out. Yes. I stick a... Ooh, I can get 2 stages of driveline. Alright, so that's basically the car built. Ooh, almost 700 horsepower, 648 foot-pounds of torque, just under 3,000 pounds. As long as we have the control, because we are putting all that horsepower through the rear wheels. Now, as long as we actually have the control to feed this car through the corners, it should go pretty dang fast. I can already feel is going to be quite a handful. Just the amount of power that it's putting down could cause some issues, and you have to be really careful with the throttle coming out of these corners. Hoping this car can actually pull off a decent run in terms of lap time, because I'm a huge fan of Mustangs. It doesn't really matter what type it is, what year. I just love Mustangs, and I'd love to see this car go quickly. But in order for it to go quickly, that means I'm going to have to do my best to keep it from going around in a circle or hitting a tree. Those are my two biggest fears in this. The fact that I could start sliding and just smack a tree, or I could just spin it in a circle, which I actually almost just did coming down over that hill. Just unload the suspension just a little bit, not like we've seen from the likes of the Crown Vic and a few other cars that unload over all the crests. Just unload the suspension a little bit. It got a little bit unhappy with me. It almost spat me out sideways. One thing I am noticing, some of these corners with other cars, the braking line doesn't show up at all. You can just be flat out. This car, I do have to have some lifts. I'm not actually sure if I'm just going faster through the corners or if it's that I'm just running out of grip. I think it might be the latter, but again, I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm focusing so intently on trying to make sure that I'm going to be getting stopped for these corners. I'm not actually looking at the speed at which I'm taking them. This section here we have seen cause some issues if you get thrown out of position, which I kind of did, but I kind of gathered it all up again. And this section was also bad if you have a car prone to oversteering. If you get on the power just that little bit too soon, you're a little bit too aggressive, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble through that section. You just have the chicanes left. Oh, I didn't turn. We almost just rolled the Mustang. That wouldn't have been good. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I just wanted to kind of turn a little bit and it didn't really turn as much as I expected it to. And then, the end of this lap has been scruffy as anything. But even with that scruffy ending, that is still a pretty dang respectable time. That puts us into, I'm just looking, 4th place? Yes. That, even with the scruffiness at the end there, we still went faster than the BAC Mono. The BAC Mono did a 306.4, we did a 306.0. We're only like talking 0.3 of a second down on the likes of the Corvette and a second down on the Trans Am. We are a little bit farther, about a second half down the NSX, but if we get a good run, I think that we could go a lot quicker, and this might have a shot at going to the top of the table. Alright, we're here to take the Mustang for its second run down the course. Now, that last run was mighty impressive in terms of lap time. Seeing that lap time and the fact that I was sideways in a few spots and completely out of shape around the last section there, I think this car has a lot of time to make up. And when I said last time out that I wasn't sure if this car was just running out of grip or actually going faster through these corners, I think it's actually going faster. I think it's carrying that extra corner speed, which in turn is causing it to run out of grip, which is impressive. I didn't think that this car would be as easy to drive as it is. You still have to have your wits about you when putting the power down at corners and so on, but the car is driving phenomenally, and we're talking about having almost 700 horsepower going through the rear wheels of this car, and it doesn't spin the wheels up anywheres except for obviously off the line, and it doesn't get snappy oversteer or anything like that. You can predict when it will oversteer. The only place that we saw last time was right around here. We had a bit of snappy oversteer. Oh, I ran so close to the wall there. But the lower speed corners where you have to definitely be careful with your throttle, or else you will get oversteer. But it's nice having a car like that, that if it's going to oversteer, it's going to at least be predictable as to when it's going to. It's not going to oversteer on you just randomly around the higher speed corners. It's coming out of these lower speed corners that if you just disrespect the throttle that little bit too much like I did there, you can get the wheels spinning. If you're not careful, you will put the car around in a circle. But yeah, it's nice to have a nice predictable car, because then you can kind of stop it from actually trying to go sideways. Get lined up into this section. Don't take too much speed. This is actually a nice line to be taking through here. Don't go into power too soon, or else you may end up spinning. Take a bit of a lift there and get on the power as soon as I can. I almost got on it a little bit too soon. It started to wiggle a little bit out of shape, but nothing I couldn't handle. Alright, so coming into the chicane now. Almost took too much speed in there. I could hear the tires squealing a little bit as we turned in. Now, this final section is where we struggle. I need to slam a bit more into there, but this is looking like it's going to be a blisteringly fast lap, and it is. We do have a new leader, and I ran wide at quite a few sections there. We beat the NSX by about 0.7 of a second, which is quite impressive. That NSX was a monster of a car. It just takes so much speed around here, but this Mustang, if you respect it right, then yeah, it's amazing. And I just pressed the wrong button. I went to press restart and I press forward. So, alright, we are here for the final run again. You're going to notice the target time changed there in the top left. I was a total idiot. After the second run, the recording crashed, and yeah, basically, after I pressed the wrong button, I continued on because I got a wheel spin and I recorded that, but the recording crashed before I got there, so there will be some weird editing probably. It'll seem like I just kind of cut the video at a weird point, but yeah, that's that. And then I did the third run and went to click the stop recording button and realized I never pressed record in the first place. So GG to me, I'm a complete and utter idiot. Nothing is going right for me today, but hopefully this run will go right. Yeah, the last run that I did that I didn't actually record, I'm not going to count for anything, so just ignore that 3 minute and 3 second up there. 2 minute, 3? Actually, no. Since I... Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. The run was a... Oh god, I'm not paying attention. The run I had was a 3 minute... 3:03.3. Okay, well, never mind. I guess it didn't save it. Maybe the race time was flagged to me, and that's why I'm not sure. Anyways, I just restarted the run and actually recorded it this time, and now I'm being a complete and utter moron because I'm not paying attention, I'm flustered, and everything's going to hell. Yeah, so either way, the Mustang is in first place with a 3 minute 3.7. I did do a run that I got a 3 minute 3.3, but I'm not getting that for anything because I was an idiot and just didn't click record. But yeah, hopefully this run we can regain a bit of time after that meeting with a wall, let's put it. I'm not sure if we'll actually end up going quicker or not, but I'm going to try my best to push the Mustang as hard as I can, try and get a little bit more time out of it. We don't need to find any more time with the Mustang. The Mustang's already going incredibly quick down this course. It's beaten the NSX, it's in first place, so it really doesn't have much else to prove other than the fact that it could possibly go quicker. That's literally all that's left. I ran too deep into there. I am just messing this run up completely. I feel like we're not going to be going quicker because I've just made so many mistakes. I'm so just flustered and annoyed with myself and my recording software, and I keep looking over to make sure it's actually recording and that it's actually not crashed. I'm getting some decent speed down that little straight there. 165 miles an hour is quite quick. Like I said, I think the Mustang is just carrying that little bit extra speed through these corners, and that's where it's getting its time from. I got sideways there, but I don't think we're going quicker anyways, and that's that. Finally, this recording nightmare is over, but we do have a new leader. The SVT Cobra actually went quicker than the NSX, which is quite a feat because the NSX was one of those cars that it was extremely quick and just a lovely car to drive. This one not so much. I'd still rather drive the NSX compared to this, because the NSX is that little bit more controllable. You don't have to worry about that sudden burst of oversteer when you come out of a corner. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.